It's only it's only when you can get in between the linear sequential logic progression that your mind imposes on you normally. It's only when you can get in between that you see potential for other than normal routines. And when I say normal routines, I don't just mean the main normal routine, I mean all the subnormal routines as well. You have to maneuver in between the linear sequential ordering. Your mind is always ordering. It's always placing orders. There's a menu, and mind is always placing orders because there are slots to be filled, right? And you have to sneak in between the ordering of these linear sequencing of your time slots. Because mind will do that automatically. It's not something that you have a whole lot of control over. Even if you have a slot coming up that there hasn't been an order placed for that slot, mind is going to do something with it. It's going to say, well, we're just going to sit around and do nothing. It's going to say, well, we're going to meditate. It's going to say, well, we're not going to put anything on it whatsoever. And therefore it is putting that on it. We're not putting anything on it. So it's always going to stick some sort of order in, even however tiny the order is, even if it appears to be not an order at all, it's still putting an order in. So in order for you to have the possibility of viewing that which is outside of the perceptive lens of linear mind ordering, of chronological mind ordered sequence of events, in order for you to see outside of that, you have to be able to duck underneath even the most subtle orderings that your mind is going to do, because it's going to order something somehow for every slot of time. And this ordering isn't just a conscious ordering. Once it goes down the subtle layers to, well, I'm not doing anything with this time, as you know, one of the more subtle layers, then it goes off into the unconscious, subconscious, and then it orders it based on simply what has happened perceptually leading up to this present moment and what's forecast as a possibility afterward. It's still going down. It's still going down further than the conscious mind is looking at. But if you're able to practice getting in between the mind ordering of events, which is what you're doing when you're practicing meditation, if you're able to practice that for the conscious mind, then when you are meditating, or where you have removed yourself largely from the conscious perceptive way of being, then you have then you have started, right? You have started applying that same methodology to what you're experiencing once you've dived beneath the conscious mind experience, like the layer, the top of the ocean. Try it out for yourself. You know, see if there's a spot within your existence that is unordered by mind. Is there a spot that has not had its slots filled in some capacity? So as your mind, consciously or unconsciously, looks out to the next few hours, looks out to the end of the day, looks out to the end of the week, looks out to the end of the year, are there any spots unaccounted for, is what I'm asking. What we like to do, and this actually works decently, because the living being gets sick of mind always ordering out the next slots, right? So living being says, well, fuck it, you go ahead and order everything you want. I don't give a shit. You call this segment of time work, blah blah, fill it with whatever you want. Call this 8 hours work. Okay, I'll go there and I'll do the perfunctory things that work requires, and then I'll just fuck around during that whole slot. So mind is pacified because now there is a logicking to the sequence of time events. And then the living being, who doesn't give a fuck about what mind is doing, not really. The living self likes playing in creativity, and it sees that mind must be pacified, so it allows mind to put all these labels on every single slot. But it's like, oh, I don't give a shit. You do that if you want. I'm at work, according to you, so you're happy. According to me, I'm playing still. I'm messing around. That's what people do. They never like the imprisonment. They accept it as some sort of a necessity, but they don't really like it. So the idea is always introspection. You're introspecting into your current experience. Your current experience is always simply you being alive, because you're always currently alive and you're always alive now. You're never alive anywhere else or any other time. There's alive now and there's mental projections forward and backward. The mental projection state, though, is very powerful. It's like a drug. That's why you have people walking around like zombies, because they're not present. They're in the projection state. That's why you can just walk around and do whatever for the most part, because nobody's going to notice you. Everyone's in projection. Try it out. Is it possible to have slots, upcoming slots, not automatically filled by mind? Is that possible?